We're here to talk through this Kakuro no touch variation by Takeya Saikachi. It's called Wise for Kakuro. I guess it's a play on the word wise. And you can see these two Y pentominoes within the grid. So there are a bunch of places you can start off with, but let's look at one of the basic patterns. When a 22 intersects with an 8, you always have a 5 in between, and then 1, 2 on either side, and 8, 9 on either side. That gives us a 1, 2 here as well because of the 10 sound. And the 12 means this is a 3 or a 4. The next spot you can look at is this spot where it's an 8 and 9. Now, because it's a no touch variation, now we see that restriction come into play for the first time. This 12 can't be 8 and 4 because there's an 8 in one of these two cells. It can't be a 9 and 3 because there's a 9 in one of these two cells. So, what happens is it's a 5 and 7. Now, within the 22 sum, you know that a 9 has to be there. If a 9 comes here, that means you'll have a 9 here and they're touching. So, uh, what that forces is actually a 9 over here and an 8 here, and that means there's no 8 here. So, this can only be 976. And the remaining here is 3 for two cells. So, that's 1 and 2, and there's a 1 and 2 here as well for 3 for two cells. So, the remaining for the 13 sum remaining digit is 4. And now we can look at this 22 sum, and we know that the digits it has is 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. So here the 16 where it has to be 7 and 9, 7 has to come here and 9 has to come here. Now if we look at the 4 over here, the 4 eliminates itself from all of these cells because of the no touch constraint. And it can't be here because of the 8, you'll have 4 and 4. So there's a 4 here. That gives a 1, 3 pair over here. Now, this 19 can't be made with a 1 because that's too small. So we have 3 and 1, and a 7 goes here, and a 1 for the 8. That allows us to finish off these 1, 2 pairs. And now this is touching this. So we can also finish off these, and that allows this as well with the 10 sum and the 12 sum. Now, the remaining digits for this 22 is 3 and 5, and the remaining digits for this 21 is 4, 5, and 6, out of which 4 is too small for the 14. Now, similar to what we did below here, we can mark a 1, 3 here for the 4 sum, but what that means is you can't have a 1 and 7, and you can't have a 3 and 5 here. So, what's remaining is a 2 and 6. Now, either way we slice it, if you look at this, or maybe another easier way is since there's a 1 here or here, there can't be a 1 here, and because there's a 1 here, there can't be a 1 here. So this 12 sum has to have a 1, and the only place is actually here. So that gives us a 3 here. Now, no matter what you do, if you have a 2 here, that's 2 that gives us a 6 here, and that's too big for the 9 sum. So this has to be a 2, this has to be a 6, and that means the remaining digits here are 2 and 3 to complete the 12 sum, and the 4 here to complete the 9. Now this has to be a 8 and 9 pair because that's how we complete the 23. There's 17 left, and now we come to this middle, which is an interesting area. So we actually require one pair over here between 6, 8, and 5, 9, which actually ends up repeating over here as well. So that's one way to do it. You can look at the fact that either this is 5, 9, and 5, 9, or 6, 8, and 6, 8. Now, if this is 5, 9, there's no place to there's nothing to put here for the 12 sum because the 5 and 9 would eliminate 5, 7, and 3, 9, and the 4 eliminates 4 and 8. So what we can see from that is this has to be a 6 and 8, this has to be a 6 and 8, and the 5, 9 is sandwiched in between. So using that, since there's an 8 here or here, we get a 9 here because you can't have an 8 touching. So an 8, and that resolves this. The 9 over there resolves this as well. Now this can't be a 9 and 3, this can't be a 4 and 8, it has to be a 5 and 7. That resolves this area. We get a 4 here, the 8 means that this is a 6 and a 5 here. So what we saw here was this kind of thing where you have a pair that's resolved, and using the no touch constraint that actually makes a sum which would otherwise have many possibilities end up having this one possibility, and then we progress from that, and we saw that again over here and in the middle area. So we hope this walkthrough was helpful for you and you learned a bit about this variant.